Is this Prince Harry's most damaging moment yet? Who is trying to rebuild Prince Andrew's reputation? Is King Charles just doing too much? And how did Prince Louis steal the show? Oh, have we got a show for you today?
It's another new low. Another new low. Just when I thought it couldn't get any worse this week, Meghan Markle has only gone to People magazine to brief against her own husband.
All these sorts of stories just add pressure not only on them, but whoever they might partner with next on a new contract.
People magazine's March 17, 2025 cover story features Meghan gleefully talking about family life. She even tells people she and Harry are back in a honeymoon period. Yes, that's the actual headline on the cover. Honeymoon period. Stop the press, or maybe don't. The rumor mill has gone into overdrive claiming Meghan Markle just confessed their marriage is falling apart in a People interview. But wait, did that really happen? In reality, the exact opposite is in People's pages. Meghan is quoted saying it's almost like a honeymoon period again with Harry. So why the headlines about a broken marriage? That's exactly what we're here to unpack.
It wasn't Pizzagate, but the rumor mill has been buzzing for months.
I think in their case, it would have to be really, really good, or they wouldn't want to bring it out because they know the sort of attention it brings. And it's that kind of sort of toxic, slightly element to it. You know, if you've got talent agents that are willing to be so rude about you in public.
Fans have been nitpicking every move by the Sussexes. In late 2024, Times of India noted reports that Harry and Meghan were pursuing a so-called professional separation, meaning they were doing more solo projects, not literally splitting up. That story, and others, sent social media into speculation overdrive. Times even quoted a royal source saying Harry confided his life with Meghan is not what he had pictured. Tabloids pounced, suggesting maybe he's hinting at trouble. By summer 2025, the rumor fire stoked higher. Times of India ran a breathless headline about Meghan's emotional reveal of feeling incredibly lonely amid this PR shuffle, implying divorce vibes. For extra seasoning, a colorful outlet, the Royal Observer, claimed insiders revealed the Sussexes had planned a 9-month professional divorce, complete with separate chiefs of staff. Yep, that's a real headline. Such sensational spins, often from sketchy sources, make it feel like those cracks are widening. Meanwhile, every minor stumble became evidence. One gossip site gleefully listed that the couple had their $20 million Spotify deal axed, their Netflix doc trashed, and even that ex-employees branded Meghan a dictator in heels.
Husband. Yes, that's right. As if she hasn't humiliated him quite enough over the past few days. You know, with the slut drop video.
They were even dubbed disaster tourists for filming wildfire victims. Fueled by these stories, the press and fans kept whispering, "Is the fairy tale breaking?" Again, remember, these are tabloid interpretations, not the couple's own words. They sound juicy, but they're all unverified. Still, with every new headline, the image of a united front seemed to blur. In September 2025, the couple skipped out on attending the Invictus Games closing ceremony together, a sharp contrast from years past where they were joint front and center. Paparazzi photos caught Harry boarding a flight back to California solo, with Meghan reportedly staying behind in Europe for meetings, according to unnamed sources. Cue the headlines. Trouble in Paradise?
Then came the Vogue incident. Meghan appeared on a panel hosted by the fashion magazine in October, and while she didn't name Harry directly, she spoke about reclaiming identity and letting go of roles that no longer serve you. Those quotes sparked a frenzy. Some armchair analysts claimed she was talking about shedding the royal baggage. Others speculated she meant more, something personal. Online forums ran wild. TikTok creators dissected her expressions. Twitter threads turned into amateur psychological breakdowns. One viral tweet read, "This is Meghan soft launching her single era."
With the release of all of the pictures of Lily, with the whole world talking about the fact that the bump doesn't look at all real, no, Meghan Markle has to go and rub salt into the wounds by going to People magazine and pointing out that she's not the issue. Of course, the royal rift just has nothing to do with her.
Whether it was a reach or not, the perception kept growing.
things weren't perfect in Montecito. Behind the scenes, sources told Page Six the Sussexes were undergoing a strategic recalibration, PR speak for rebranding. Meghan was reportedly focused on her new lifestyle brand, while Harry leaned into philanthropy and mental health projects. On paper, it made sense. But in the public eye, it looked like two diverging paths. Tabloids latched onto every solo move as proof of a widening rift, and just when it felt like things might settle, a bombshell hit. A former staffer from their Archwell Foundation anonymously claimed the couple barely saw each other during workdays, and that internal meetings were often tense and strangely formal. Suddenly, fans and critics alike had fuel for fresh speculation. By November, a photo of Harry alone at a charity gala, sans wedding ring, sent media outlets into overdrive. A spokesperson called it a non-story, but the damage was done. Comment sections filled with comments like, "The writing's on the wall," and "They're just waiting to announce it." Of course, none of this proves anything. These are still stories built on assumptions, anonymous tips, and interpretations. But perception is powerful, and right now, that fairy tale's looking foggier by the day.
Then came the bombshell. Or did it? Suddenly, dozens of gossip posts and YouTube rants claimed that in Meghan's new People interview, she admits marriage is in trouble. The headlines blared and screamed of "exclusive" filled the air. So what's the truth? Well, we read the interview. The actual People cover story about Meghan says nothing of the sort. In fact, Meghan tells People the opposite, that she and Harry are practically in a second honeymoon. That's right.
So we're going to get analysis from our royal mastermind, Prince Harry's biographer Angela Levin, in just one moment. But first, let me take you through this astonishing reporting in People magazine, which I do always have to remind you has clearly come directly from Meghan herself or one of her representatives, because that's how she works with People magazine.
The same interview everyone's quoting as the proof actually quotes Meghan saying, "It's almost like a honeymoon period again," when describing their life together. She even explains, "My husband met me when I had the TIG. He loves seeing me doing what I was doing when he first met me," and that this reignites that early spark. Clearly not the admission of doom the tabloids want. Pause real quick. I need to hear from you. Are Meghan and Harry spiraling or surviving? Type it out in the comments. Maybe the clickbait editors missed that line. Honeymoon, marriage trouble, choose your narrative, they seem to think. Meanwhile, Harry himself seems to have had enough. In a recent interview, New York Times Dealbook Summit, he joked that the rumor has been around for so long, it's as if he and Meghan apparently divorced maybe 10, 12 times as well. It's hard to keep up with, he laughed. Harry's tone said it all. They're tired of pretending these ridiculous stories are real. The man literally is publicly mourning misinformation. So what is all this drama? All we can say for sure is, the People interview quotes actual honeymoon language, not a shred about their marriage crumbling. But the internet doesn't care about context. It cares about clicks. And nuance? Forget it. The Meghan confession narrative was already off and running, fueled by TikTok clips with dramatic music, slowed down voiceovers, and red circles around photos where Meghan isn't smiling enough. One viral video even accused her of overcompensating with positive quotes, as if speaking kindly about your partner is now suspicious behavior. Then came the body language experts, or rather, the self-proclaimed ones. YouTube channels with titles like Royal Tea Breakdown zoomed in on Meghan's hand placement, Harry's posture, and the way they blink during interviews.
People magazine has now become the biggest propagandist for the Sussexes since Omid Scobie, that weird little bloke, you know, the one that looks like Michael Jackson, scurried off the scene.
One creator insisted Meghan's phrase, honeymoon period, was code for things used to be better, while another suggested her smile was tight, indicating inner conflict. To be clear, none of these people are psychologists, but that didn't stop the algorithm from pushing their content to millions. And yet, the couple's public schedule told a different story. Just days after the People interview dropped, Meghan and Harry were photographed arm in arm at a charity event in Santa Barbara, laughing and holding hands. Still, online, people were unconvinced. One comment read, "This is PR damage control. Too little, too late." Another said, "Watch for the breakup announcement in January." What's wild is that this isn't even new. The Sussexes have been in a years-long PR tug-of-war where even their smiles are litigated and repackaged into narratives that sell outrage. So when Harry jokes about being divorced 12 times, he's not exaggerating. He's commenting on a media cycle that spins fiction into fact, fast. For now, the only truth we actually have, Meghan said honeymoon, not heartbreak. So if Meghan didn't say it, who did? Cue the real stars, the tabloid spinning machines. Radar Online led the charge with a headline for the ages. Royal divorce bombshell. Meghan Markle is sleeping apart from husband Prince Harry, and how public pressure has left their marriage hanging by a thread. Dramatic, huh? Their exclusive quotes a mysterious insider moaning that the couple is under unbearable scrutiny and claiming that no one would be surprised if they decided to pull the plug on their marriage. Basically, Radar's playing the pro wrestler doing the X-Pac. Unverified claims all the way.
Okay, here's the report. Meghan Markle is very business about royal rift as Prince Harry is left out of the details in England. A source says that Meghan is focused on the future while Harry has one foot in the past.
Across the web, the same circus acted out. YouTube drama queens and clickbait news sites piled on. Some even dredged up an old Vanity Fair story about a post-divorce memoir. Remember that? Tyla reported that was just gossip too. They quoted a so-called source close to the couple, telling Page 6, Meghan and Harry know that they are tied together. Their value is in being a couple. Even if they wanted to split, they couldn't. And honestly, they are obsessed with each other. Ouch for tabloid prophecy. That doesn't sound like two people about to run for the hills. In fact, Tyla clarified that Vanity Fair only said the duo was testing the waters on a hypothetical book, not actually divorcing. Bottom line, every shadowy source hyping a blow-up is just hearsay. Imagine walking into Starbucks and overhearing random strangers say, "She just had it with him." That's what these claims really are. Still, that didn't stop the internet machine. Every random Reddit comment became a source. Every blurry paparazzi photo, a new clue. One widely shared X post, formerly Twitter, claimed Meghan was house hunting solo in LA, based entirely on a photo of her leaving a wellness store in West Hollywood. No realtor, no house, just kombucha. But that didn't matter. A user quote tweeted it with, "Divorce confirmed, she's nesting."
The need to know. Meghan Markle is looking ahead while Prince Harry remains emotionally tethered to his royal past, a source tells People. A source close to the couple says they're being left out of royal conversations entirely, despite being aware of what's happening in England. And King Charles's cancer diagnosis and Harry's recent public plea, insiders say reconciliation remains stalled by a lack of trust.
And just like that, the post racked up 2 million views. Meanwhile, some outlets tried to disguise their gossip under layers of fake neutrality. The Daily Mail ran a piece titled, "Royal Watchers Question Couple's Next Chapter," which, surprise, was just an excuse to rehash the Radar Online divorce rumors again, sandwiched between paparazzi shots and some vague royal commentator quotes like, "They appear separate in energy," whatever that means. And let's not forget the armchair PR experts. TikTokers with ring lights and microphones dissected the Sussexes' brand value like Wall Street analysts. One creator insisted, if Meghan's building her own lifestyle brand, she's clearly planning for life without Harry. Never mind that plenty of couples have independent careers. Apparently in tabloid logic, doing your own thing equals immediate breakup. But even with the noise, one thing remains consistent. No solid proof. Not a single court filing, not a formal statement, not even a whisper from a legitimate outlet with real sources on record. Just echo chambers bouncing speculation off one another. It's like a game of telephone, except the line starts with "someone on Twitter said" and ends with a breaking news alert. The megaphone isn't held by the truth. It's in the hands of whoever screams loudest. Meanwhile, every tweet, TikTok, and comment section is popping off like it's July 4th. One influencer hilariously edited Meghan's honeymoon period quote over a Michael Bay explosion. Fan account after fan account has posted predictions and memes. Hashtag Sussex drama. Hashtag Megxit 2.0. Hashtag Harry out now. You name it. There's even a trending gif of a cockatoo screaming every time the word divorce is mentioned. Okay, we made up the gif, but you get the idea. Every subtle detail gets twisted.
Okay, so we're going to go into this in much more detail, but Angela Levin, can I just kick off by saying this is not normal? The only other couple that I have ever known to brief against each other while they remain married. Remember, that's the difference. This happens with warring couples, with divorcing couples all the time, but while they remained married.
Meghan's eyebrow raise is evidence of guilt. Harry's tan is a sign of stress. The brand's jam jars fell off the table on purpose. We see you, internet detectives. Keep in mind, this is all speculation. There are no transcripts from the secret Shocking People interview because it didn't happen. No leaked video of Meghan crying about Harry. It's more like living in a reality TV editing room. One side of the internet is doling out sound bites, the other is eating them up. Hashtag insert dramatic eye roll here. The only actual facts? The people quotes, a few panel interviews, and Harry's dealbook remarks, which remind him to tell the trolls to get lost. And once the scream hits TikTok's For You page or the YouTube trending tab, it mutates. Suddenly, Meghan seen solo becomes insiders confirm split. By the time it reaches Facebook, your aunt's reposting a meme that says she took the dogs and the Spotify money. Never mind that both of them still live in Montecito, show up together at events, and appear publicly supportive. That doesn't trend as hard as drama. It's not just digital speculation either. Morning talk shows have gotten in on the game. A popular UK panel show ran a Royal Rumble segment where the host debated, with zero facts, whether Meghan was positioning herself as a future Goop competitor, and what that meant for the monarchy. Spoiler, it means nothing. But it gave the show 5 viral clips and a dozen comment wars.
Even brand deals have become part of the conspiracy. When Meghan launched her jam jars, yes, jam, some media voices actually asked if that was her way of sending a message that she's going solo. Apparently, fruit preserves now count as divorce smoke signals. Forget paperwork, just watch the spreadables. All of this noise creates an illusion of certainty. Say it enough times, across enough platforms, and it starts to feel real, even if it's all built on vibes and guesses. The tabloid machine doesn't need facts, it just needs fuel. A cryptic photo, an offhand quote, a slightly different body language moment. In this ecosystem, anything can be weaponized into a headline. The truth? That's optional. Okay, let's cut through the fakery. The Real People interview did run, and it's surprisingly boring, in the good way. It shows Meghan at home in Montecito juggling work and motherhood. People describes her curled up in bed with her sleeping 5-year-old son Archie as she catches up on emails about her lifestyle brand and Netflix series. Harry, by the way, was overseas in Canada for the Invictus Games, not battling Meghan at the kitchen sink. It's the picture of a modern, busy family, and Meghan calls it a sweet moment with her son. She was talking about baby talk and bone broth, not filing divorce papers. Even better, Prince Harry himself has been publicly slamming these invented stories. In a December 2024 interview, he admitted, "I've seen stories written about myself not exactly based in reality." He talked about being trapped in this bubble of misinformation, how it felt like there was no way out, and even opened up about feeling helpless.
Was Victoria and David Beckham. And even they realised that it was just impossible if they were going to stay together and put their issues behind them. It was just impossible to have 2 different camps within one marriage briefing publications.
Like his mother once was. He closed on a lecture to the press. What worried me most was worrying that would happen to me or to my wife or to my kids. In short, Harry knows tabloids can get nasty, and he's warned us. Stop reading the internet headlines. So the only sources saying Sussex divorce imminent are the rumor factories. Actual journalism and the people involved are saying, "We're fine, thanks. No publicist, friend, or family member has confirmed any crisis. Only aloof sources outside the circle spitting gossip. While we enjoy the drama, it's worth remembering these are fantasies." The real soundbites from Meghan and Harry, the honeymoon quote and Harry's troll canning commentary, say one thing: they're far from breaking up. Yet the tabloid cycle doesn't slow down, because boring doesn't sell. A mom curled up with her kid, juggling brand meetings and bedtime stories? That's not a headline, that's Tuesday. But that's the reality the Sussexes have described. Meghan even joked in the same People piece that she's learning to let go of perfect, a line that got completely overlooked in favor of the imagined divorce drama. Apparently, vulnerability only counts if it's conveniently tragic.
Okay, let's cut through the fakery. The Real People interview did run, and it's surprisingly boring in the good way. It shows Meghan at home in Montecito juggling work and motherhood. People describes her, quote, curled up in bed with her sleeping 5-year-old son, Archie, as she catches up on emails about her lifestyle brand and Netflix series. Harry, by the way, was overseas in Canada for the Invictus Games, not battling Meghan at the kitchen sink. It's the picture of a modern, busy family, and Meghan calls it a quote, sweet moment with her son. She was talking about baby talk and bone broth, not filing divorce papers. Even better, Prince Harry himself has been publicly slamming these invented stories. In a December 2024 interview, he admitted, quote, I've seen stories written about myself not exactly based in reality. You talked about being trapped, quote, in this bubble of misinformation, how it felt like there was, quote, no way out, and even opened up about feeling, quote, helpless, like his mother once was. He closed on a lecture to the press, quote, what worried me most was worrying that would happen to me, or to my wife, or to my kids, quote unquote.
But that's exactly what Meghan Markle has done here. It is a disgusting new low, briefing against her husband to People magazine, and also Angela trying to wash her hands of this all. I mean, of course I think Harry's behaviour has been completely atrocious. Of course I think it's right that the royal family are leaving him out of all of the discussions. He has no right to know about his father's health. I'm sorry, you've blown that, mate.
In short, Harry knows tabloids can get nasty, and he's warned us, stop reading the internet headlines. So the only sources saying, quote, Sussex divorce imminent are the rumor factories. Actual journalism and the people involved are saying, quote, we're fine, thanks. No publicist, friend, a family member has confirmed any crisis. Only aloof sources outside the circle spitting gossip. While we enjoy the drama, it's worth remembering these are fantasies. The real sound bites from Meghan and Harry, the honeymoon quote, and Harry's troll canning commentary say one thing. They're far from breaking up. Yet the tabloid cycle doesn't slow down because boring doesn't sell. A mom curled up with her kid, juggling brand meetings and bedtime stories? That's not a headline, that's Tuesday. But that's the reality the Sussexes have described. Meghan even joked in the same People piece that she's, quote, learning to let go of perfect, a line that got completely overlooked in favor of the imagined divorce drama. Apparently, vulnerability only counts if it's conveniently tragic. And here's more perspective. If their marriage really was imploding behind closed doors, would they still be working together so publicly and consistently? In early 2025, they both appeared at a Veterans Mental Health Summit, and Meghan introduced Harry on stage with what the LA Times called an affectionate, proud tone. He responded by referring to her as my rock. Are those lines rehearsed? Maybe. But they don't exactly scream, we're done. Also worth noting, when the couple launched a new podcast initiative through Archwell Audio 2.0, both names were attached, and Meghan herself teased fun joint projects coming soon. That's not just press fluff. In celebrity PR land, names don't go on deals unless they're fully signed off. That alone debunks the they're barely speaking theory. So here's the truth bomb. Nothing in the actual public record suggests a breakup. Nothing real has been filed, leaked, or whispered by anyone credible. Just speculation, snowballing into clickbait. The Sussexes aren't slamming doors, they're just living their lives, raising kids, building businesses, and dodging nonsense. If there's ever actual news, you'll know. Until then...
But for Meghan to try and say, oh, he's just stuck in the past, my husband is the one stuck in the past, and I've done nothing wrong, is the height of narcissistic delusion.
Yeah, well, there we are. This is another part of her plan, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Because she can be so ghastly about her husband, and she just goes marching on. But we have found out that
maybe let the jam jars speak for themselves. And here's more perspective. If their marriage really was imploding behind closed doors, would they still be working together so publicly and consistently? In early 2025, they both appeared at a Veterans Mental Health Summit, and Meghan introduced Harry on stage with what the LA Times called an affectionate, proud tone. He responded by referring to her as my rock. Are those lines rehearsed? Maybe. But they don't exactly scream, we're done. Also worth noting, when the couple launched a new podcast initiative through Archwell Audio 2.0, both names were attached, and Meghan herself teased fun joint projects coming soon. That's not just press fluff. In celebrity PR land, names don't go on deals unless they're fully signed off. That alone debunks the they're barely speaking theory. So there we have it.
divorce drama or just smoke and mirrors? The verdict? The shocking People interview is basically tabloid fiction. Meghan's cover story says she's in a honeymoon again, and Harry himself laughs off the breakup rumors. The only thing that's truly falling apart here is the credibility of the gossip blogs. But hey, who doesn't love a good conspiracy theory? We'll be here with cameras rolling if any actual dirt ever surfaces, or if Meghan really does start throwing crockpot terrariums at Harry. Until then, let us know your thoughts in the comments. Do you think these rumors are just baseless hype, or is there some truth hidden in the tabloids? Drop your wildest theory below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into royal rumorland, smash that like button, subscribe for more royal tea, and ring the bell so you never miss a juicy update. Disclaimer, much of the above is a tongue-in-cheek take on unverified gossip. As always, remember that true facts come from credible interviews and statements, not from clickbait headlines. We've cited our sources, including the actual People interview, to help you distinguish reality from rumor. Keep calm and royal on.